Now that we've programmed our character to move left and right and collect coins and bump into them, we probably need now to think about setting a winning score to bring the game to a close. So we're going to do this by coding and programming our character again. So far we have that he's moving east to west only quickly, and that when he bumps into coins and eats them he gains 10 points. Now the winning score to an extent will depend on how many points, how many coins you put on your world. All I need to do is when scored, I'm going to try this by going for 50 points, so I need to collect 5 coins, sorry. So when I've scored 50 points, go back to game and I win. To add some extra challenge, you can also put a time limit on the game. So when the timer reaches 60 seconds, a minute, your game will end. So 2 lines of code, line 4 and line 5, that when I score a certain number of points, I win. The opposite then, when the timer reaches 60 seconds, the game ends. So we've just added a winning score. We've also added a time limit for our game. Useful now to maybe see the time passing as we play the game. So we're going to put a timer on the page. We can program any object to act as a timer. So let's go for this large tree at the beginning of our game. You can see if I just move to the left. In fact, to avoid confusion, let's get rid of that one there and just use this one here. I'm going to right click on that tree. I'm going to program the tree, and all it will do will act as a timer. To put a timer into your world, when the timer is a second, so every second add a score of 1 point, and in this case we're going to stipulate what colour those points are. So I'm not going to use red, and I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to use yellow, contrasting colour. If I come out of that now and play the game, you should see what happens. Our score when we get our points are red, the timer is yellow. You can see the score shooting across the screen from the tree to the timer. We don't really want that. Almost there. So what we're going to do, we're going to come out of this by pressing escape. We're going to go to the world settings here, and we're going to scroll down until we find score visibility yellow. Now at the moment it's set to loud, which is why you can hear it and see it flying across the screen. We're going to set that to quiet. We're going to escape and we'll play the game again. Now this time you can't hear the score shooting across the screen, but you can see it increasing. Time to add a bit of challenge to our game, I think. One of the ways in which you can do this, as you noticed at the moment the coins are essentially on the ground. You can take some time by hovering over each coin, right clicking, you can change the height of the coin. And this takes some time. Now obviously for our character who'll be driving along on the ground, these coins are now out of reach. So I'm sure you can predict what we need to do next. We need to give our character the ability to jump. So I'm going to click back on our object tool, right click on our character to program him again, scroll down to a new line of code, when. Now I need to think of a key that I want to use for him to jump. So if I click here I can choose. Under miscellaneous is the spacebar. So when I use the spacebar I need him to do, so if I click on do, under actions, more, there is a jump option. Now there are further options for jump. I'm going to limit this game to him only being able to jump quite low. I'll show you why in due course. So as with anything, we need to escape. We need to play the game to test that. So if I hit my space bar, and that's working really well. We can see that we need to jump across this void to get to the next piece of land. Now there's a setting that we need to change to allow this to happen, and it's under the world settings. We need to turn the glass walls for the game off. If you remember, the world, each piece of land is surrounded by an invisible glass wall. So if I played the game as it is now, we would get to the end of this piece of land and crash into the invisible wall and not be able to jump across. So I need to turn that off. Hit escape, press play, and test the game again. And I can.